This channel relies on your donations to continue bringing you videos. Please do contribute if you enjoy the content. Early life and immigration. Rocco Perri, born Rocco Perri on December 30th, 1887 in Platte, Calabria, Italy, emerged as one of the most notorious figures in the Canadian underworld during the Prohibition era. His early life in Calabria was marked by poverty and hardship. Perri's family were poor shepherds, and he left school at a young age. The late 19th century in Calabria was a time of significant social and economic upheaval, and, like many of his contemporaries, Perri sought a better life across the Atlantic. In April 1903, at the age of 16, Perri embarked on a journey that would alter the course of his life. He left for Boston aboard the SS Republic on a third-class ticket. The United States, with its promise of opportunity and prosperity, was a beacon for many Italians during this period. Perri initially settled in New York City, where he worked in various menial jobs, scraping by in the bustling metropolis. His search for stability and better prospects led him to Massena, New York, where he found work as a general laborer. Moving to Canada. Perri's journey continued northward in May 1908 when he moved to Montreal, Quebec. Montreal, with its vibrant immigrant community, offered new opportunities. However, Perri's stay in Montreal was brief, and by November 1908, he had moved to Ontario, where he settled in the town of Cobalt. Cobalt was a booming mining town, and Perri found work in a stone quarry owned by the Canadian National Railroad Company. The work was arduous, and the harsh winters of northern Ontario were particularly challenging for Perri. Toronto, with its more temperate climate and bustling urban life, eventually attracted Perri. He began spending his falls and winters there, seeking better employment opportunities. Toronto in the early 20th century was a growing city, with a significant immigrant population and a burgeoning economy. The bootlegging business. Perri's foray into the criminal underworld began in the early 1910s when he met Bessie Starkman, a Polish Jewish immigrant. Starkman, who had left her husband and children to be with Perri, became his common-law wife and business partner. Together, they saw an opportunity in the burgeoning bootlegging business that emerged in response to prohibition laws in Canada and the United States. Prohibition, which banned the sale, production, and distribution of alcohol, created a lucrative black market. Perri and Starkman quickly established themselves as key players in the illegal alcohol trade. They started by smuggling alcohol from Canada to the United States, where the demand for illegal liquor was high. Starkman managed the finances and logistics of their operation, while Perri oversaw the distribution and enforcement aspects. Their bootlegging empire grew rapidly, and Perri earned the moniker King of the Bootleggers. His network extended across Ontario and into the United States, making him a wealthy and powerful figure in the underworld. He collaborated with various American mobsters to facilitate the smuggling of alcohol across the border. One of his notable associates was Arnold Rothstein, a prominent figure in the New York underworld. Rothstein, often credited with transforming organized crime into a big business, played a crucial role in the distribution network that Perri relied on. Perri's operations also intersected with other key figures in the American Mafia, including members of the Genovese crime family. These connections helped Perri maintain a steady flow of illegal alcohol into the United States, making him one of the most successful bootleggers of his time. Perri's ability to navigate the complexities of the criminal world and maintain a veneer of respectability endeared him to both his criminal associates and the public. Legal troubles and violence. Perri's criminal activities inevitably attracted the attention of law enforcement. In 1928, he was charged with perjury following testimony before a royal commission investigating corruption and organized crime. Perri was convicted and served 5 months of a 6-month prison sentence. Despite this setback, his influence in the criminal underworld remained strong. The violent nature of the bootlegging business also brought tragedy to Perri's life. On August 13, 1930, Bessie Starkman was ambushed and killed in their garage. Starkman's murder shocked the community, and despite an extensive investigation, no one was ever charged with her killing. The murder remains unsolved, and various theories suggest that it may have been a result of internal rivalries within the criminal organization or a targeted hit by competitors. Continued operations and decline. After Starkman's death, Perri continued to lead his criminal enterprise. He expanded his operations to include gambling, extortion, and other illegal activities. However, the end of Prohibition in 1933 marked the beginning of a decline in the bootlegging business. Perri's empire faced increasing competition from other criminal organizations and changing law enforcement tactics. Internment and Release. World War II brought further challenges for Perri. In 1940, amidst fears of fascist sympathies and espionage, the Canadian government ordered the internment of Italian Canadians. Perri was among those arrested and sent to an internment camp in Petawawa, Ontario. He was interned for 3 years, during which time his influence and control over his criminal operations waned. Upon his release, Perri attempted to re-establish his influence in the criminal underworld. However, the landscape had changed, and many of his former associates had either been arrested or had moved on to other ventures. Despite these challenges, Perri remained a significant figure in organized crime, albeit with reduced influence. Disappearance and Speculation. On April 23, 1944, Perri's life took a mysterious turn that has intrigued historians and crime enthusiasts alike. He disappeared while taking a walk in Hamilton, Ontario. His body was never found, leading to widespread speculation about his fate. These are the most prominent. 1. Murder by rival gang members. One of the most widely accepted theories is that Perri was murdered by rival gang members. His involvement in organized crime and the power struggles within the underworld made him a target. Some believe that he was killed to eliminate competition and assert dominance in the criminal landscape. One such theory is that the mafia boss of Buffalo, Stefano Magaddino, got rid of Perri so he could have more control of the Canadian alcohol market. 2. Fleeing to avoid retribution. Another theory suggests that Perri may have faked his own death and fled to avoid retribution from enemies or law enforcement. Given his extensive criminal network, it's plausible that he could have orchestrated a disappearance to start a new life elsewhere. 3. Law enforcement involvement. Some speculate that law enforcement may have been involved in Perri's disappearance. This theory posits that authorities, frustrated with their inability to convict him on significant charges, may have taken matters into their own hands. 4. Natural causes. Although less sensational, there's a possibility that Perri died of natural causes and his body was never found. Given the time period and the lack of advanced forensic techniques, it's conceivable that his death went unreported. 5. Witness Protection Program. A more unconventional theory is that Perri entered a witness protection program in exchange for information on other criminals. This would explain his sudden disappearance and the lack of any concrete evidence regarding his fate. These theories continue to fuel speculation and intrigue, making Rocco Perri's disappearance one of the enduring mysteries of organized crime history. Legacy. Rocco Perri's life and career have left an indelible mark on Canadian history. His rise to power during Prohibition and his subsequent disappearance have made him a legendary figure in the annals of organized crime. He has left a lasting impact on popular culture through various books, documentaries, and fictional portrayals. His life of crime, especially during the Prohibition era, has been extensively documented in works such as The Whiskey King, by Trevor Cole, and dramatized in numerous TV shows and films. Historians and researchers continue to study his activities, uncovering new details about his role in organized crime. Perri's legacy is also marked by his relationship with Bessie Starkman, whose murder in 1930 remains unsolved. Together, they built an empire that capitalized on the demand for illegal alcohol, and their partnership is a testament to the complex dynamics of organized crime during that era. Conclusion: Rocco Perri's life after his release from internment in 1943 is shrouded in mystery. His disappearance in 1944 has only added to his enigmatic legacy, making him a fascinating figure in the history of organized crime. While much about his later years remains unknown, his impact on Canadian crime history is undeniable. This video is brought to you by Shooting the Dice. Please like, subscribe, and comment. The channel relies on your donations to continue bringing you videos. Please do contribute if you enjoy the content. Your engagement truly makes this community thrive. Thank you for being a part of it.